Hey, folks, we're going to look at yet another horrifying, huge disappointment for America coming from California. Of course, California. And as usual, the cesspool that is anything San Francisco is even worse than the rest of the state. We're talking about today State Bill 553, which basically handicaps employers from being able to uh, require their employees or empower their employees to be able to deal with employee theft, which, of course, as you probably know, is on the rise. Employee theft is a huge thing, and these Democrat run shithole cities are empowering more theft by handicapping employers and what they can do about it. So, we're going to play the clip and then we're going to make some comments.
We'll take on this week a bill designed to help keep people safe at work. This bill, in part, would prohibit companies from forcing its employees to confront shoplifters.
And earlier tonight, KTVU's LaMonica Peters filed this report about how some people working in retail do not like the proposed legislation.
More recently, we've seen another spike in retail violence. Safeways, Home Depots, it just seems to be happening every other day.
State Senator Dave Cortese says Senate Bill 553 is another step in the fight against workplace violence. The bill is designed to require employers to provide active shooter training to workers, keep a log of all violent incidents in the workplace, and allow companies to petition for workplace violence restraining orders on behalf of an employee.
What we're saying in the bill is it's not okay for an employer to take a rank and file worker, somebody whose job is really something else, a reporter, for example, and say, hey, if there's an intruder, we're going to deputize you to be the one to intervene. People get hurt and oftentimes killed that way.
In April, 25-year-old Blake Moss was shot and killed when he tried to prevent a woman from stealing from a Home Depot in Pleasanton. About 2 weeks later, 24-year-old Banco Brown was shot and killed after a scuffle with a security guard in a San Francisco Walgreens. Still, over 50 organizations, including the California Retailers Association, don't support the bill.
This bill goes way too far, number one, where I think it will open the doors even wider for people to come in and steal from our stores.
The California Retailers Association says if SB 553 becomes law, it will need to apply to all industries and not just retail. They also say most retailers already prohibit regular employees from approaching anyone about stolen merchandise and have some employees who are trained in theft prevention.
It says no employee can approach someone who is shoplifting. So even if someone is trained on how to deter someone from doing that, now they're not allowed to approach someone. So what does that mean? We are opening up the doors to allow people to just walk into stores, steal, and walk out.
Senator Cortese says there may be some adjustments made to the bill as it heads to Assembly policy committees. The bill has already passed the Senate. LaMonica Peters, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
So, folks, that's what the bill wants to do. Is it's trying, and of course they're surprised at the resistance it's gotten by the way it has passed. It handicaps employers, and of course this is the way Democrat-run cities work. They continue to put guidelines and rules, and then raise taxes and more guidelines and rules, which handicap the ability of a company to preserve itself. And of course, the small businesses are the ones that are most badly affected, because they don't have the deep pockets to either hire security or else face the lawsuits from someone getting detained. So I understand perfectly well how it is, folks, for a company to make a rule and say don't confront a shoplifter. That's within the purview of the employer to do that. But this law, of course, goes much further and paves the way toward prosecuting offenders for trying to defend their property and to defend their merchandise. Anyone who's worked in customer service or management or retail knows how much of a disaster this is just hearing about it. And unfortunately, things are going to apparently get to Mad Max level, and there'll have to be a revolution in order to stop this sort of thievery and thuggery justification that the liberal governments they just keep rallying around. And either they don't know or they don't care that what they're putting in place, the legislation they're responsible for, is doing more and more harm. Thank y'all for watching.